the members who are seated behind to move in front, even as we begin. So welcome to this Members Education Day. I welcome those who are here with us in this hall and the over 150 members who have logged in, 168 members who have logged in virtually. You're very, very welcome. I choose to, at this juncture, welcome Henry Sese. Let's be upstanding, those of us who are in this hall, in honor of the Almighty God, as we commit this event to the Lord God Almighty.
Let us pray. To God be the glory, our Father and our King, everlasting Messiah, the Lord Jesus. We thank you this morning. We thank you for you have given us life. We request for forgiveness of our sins. We thank you. We thank you for all the members of WANA-ANGA. We thank you for the leadership of WANA-ANGA. We pray that, Lord Jesus, that you may start with us and that we may finish with by your guidance. We give you glory and honor. In Jesus' name we pray, believing and trusting.
Thank you. Let's be seated. We'll now take this opportunity to have the members of the board and the supervisory committee introduce themselves. The officials from the cooperative ministry and the facilitators will get an opportunity thereafter. Let me get another mic, please. Mic. Very briefly, your name and the office that you hold. Let's begin with our chair, moving this way.
Good morning, members. I'm Nicholas Maingi, the chair of Wanaanga Sacco. Na karibuni nyote.
Good morning, members. I'm Gojiri Charles. I'm the chairman credit. Thank you.
Good morning, members. I'm Claudia Sogundu, treasurer of Wanaanga Sacco.
Good morning, members. I'm Henry Sese, supervisory member.
Morning, members. I am Mary Kurgat, supervisory secretary.
Good morning, members. I'm John Guyo, the chair to the supervisory committee. Welcome.
Good morning, members. My name is John Moiroli, the Secretary Human Resource. Thank you.
Good morning, members. My name is Sheila Madeka. I am in HR and Secretary Audit. Thank you.
Good morning, members. I am Magdalene Gateri, board member in credit and also in business and finance. Thank you.
Our vice chair was not able to make it here. He will be, I request that he be unmuted so that he can introduce himself. Bernard? Bernard, are we able to get you? Okay, we seem to have lost him. Then Martin.
Good morning. Wale wako hapa na wale wako nje. Martin Olo, chairman audit committee. Thank you.
Asante, are we able to get our vice chair? Yes, our vice chair has sent his apologies. He's a bit under the weather. He's unwell. He is at home, but he has logged in virtually. Let me also call upon the CEO to introduce himself.
Good morning, cooperators. I'm Lorota, the CEO of Wanaanga.
Hello. Hello.
You are here. Are they there to wave?
Allow me to introduce myself, please.
Asanteni sana.
Okay, I'm told our vice chair is back on air. Bernard, Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it was muted. Actually, it was muted. It was not. I'm okay. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, as you have been told, I'm Bernard Chanzu. I'm your vice chair of the board, and because I'm online, you can see the challenges. So maybe I just have to say I appreciate your availability, your self-availing yourself, because this is a day we really recognize as Wanaanga, and as a vice chair, I believe information is a key to any success. And today that you are going to get this information, if I can just quote one of the guys I like, Peter Drucker, he said that the purpose of information is not just getting knowledge, but it is being able to take the information and make the right action out of it. So thank you very much. I want to wish you a better discussion. I will be following online, and I think we are together. And thank you very much, Bwana Muriuki.
Thank you, Bwana Vice Chair. My name is Edward Muriuki, Secretary to the board, and I will also be the session moderator. I now wish to call upon our very able chair, Nicholas Mainge, to make his remarks and then handle that session. Karibu, Chair.
Once again, members, good morning. I would like
City County. Last time we were
Chair and your team, invited guests, members present, both physically and online. Good morning. My name is Hilary Musina. I'm currently the sub-county cooperative officer in charge of Langata. For us, Langata comprises of Langata itself and Kibra. And so this area is within that jurisdiction. And I will be with you going forward to see us growing to the benefit of the members at large. Thank you very much.
nikizingatia itifaki. My bosses, the SACC officials na wana-anga, hamjambo. Kwa majina ni Florence Akinyi, Cooperative Officer, Lang'ata Sub-County. I deputize Mr. Musina.
Thank you. They will be with you up to about noon. Chairman, ikifika noon, utawarelease waende wafanye uchaguzi sheria sako. No, we are also looking forward to yours, which is coming soon. Sasa, you can assist. Having said that, I want to appreciate this forum because it's a forum that we get to learn. Even from us, from the department, we learn from you, and you also learn from us, and you learn from the consultant as you prepare to do your annual general meeting. In the course of the year, I was interacting with the society. As you know, our roles is not only to come to the AGM, we are supposed to guide you because our mandate is to promote and grow these cooperatives. In the county, as you're aware, we have new leadership. We want to appreciate the new government because we now have a substantive ministry of cooperatives that is headed by our CS, Mr. Simon Chelugui. Our PS is also new, Mr. Patrick Kilemi. Our commissioner is Mr. David Obonyo. In the county also, our governor, Sakaja Johnson, has recognized cooperatives, and he has established a sector called Business and Hustlers Opportunities, where cooperatives fall under. We are the hustlers. So in this new release, we expect cooperatives to benefit. If you will be in need, please get close to us. Chairman, we'll let you know how these funds will trickle down to the members. We have a CS called Rosemary, that's Waziri in the county, Karaoke, and the Chief Officer, Mr. Godfrey Akumali. In the AGM, you'll be able to come with them so that you can also know them. Having said that, I just want to make a few comments that I expect the participation of the members on a few things. One of them is, how best do you think we should be conducting your general meetings? Because now we have hybrid, we have virtual, and we have the physical meeting. At some point, we had suspended because of COVID, physical meetings, but now we have opened. Even after opening, there are some cooperatives that feel they are served best by virtual meetings because their membership is drawn throughout the world. That is UN, which we'll be doing on Saturday. In the past, members used to attend about 2,000. Now with the virtual meetings, they ascend even 10,000. And so members, as you discuss today, let us hear your views. However, when you decide to go hybrid or virtual, when it comes to elections, elections will be done virtually. We will not have a situation whereby the people who are here physically are voting and the people who are outside are also voting. Voting will be uniform. It will be virtually. So I wanted us to agree on that so that when we come to the AGM, the board have clear guidance. But I'm giving you direction that that voting will be done virtually if you decide to go hybrid. I happen to have interacted with the accounts in the course of the year, and I have noted the following: that this society is growing, and it is important that you start thinking about having a delegate system. Again, we are throwing that to you. But when you go the delegate system, we will be able to reduce on the costs of the society. At the point when we will be discussing accounts in the next general meeting, you will be able to confirm what I am talking about. But again, because of democracy, That is a resolution which members have to pass in a general meeting. Today is sensitization. Decisions are made in a general meeting and not implemented in the general meeting. So musiseme ya kwamba board wametuma.
You can't sign for yourself. How?
Having actual meetings, having delegates meeting. So be able to ask as many questions as possible, especially questions concerning our department, at least by noon, so that when the officers leave, you will have gotten satisfied. We are in the era of digitalization. I happen to be interacting about 5,000 cooperatives. And I want to advise you that is the way to go. You don't have to keep coming here physically with application form, sijui guarantors. Wengine pia wakipata details ya mwingine, wanaweka hapo ata ni guarantor. That we can be able to solve through digitalization. Another one, office space. How old is this society, Chairman? 43 years. Where I come from, and Martin can confirm this, ukifika around 25, you are expected to have a lion. A lion is also called Simba, which is a small hut that you build when you reach a particular age. At 40, if you come from where Franco Muriuki is not, because it doesn't come from there, you are expected to have your own home. But we appreciate that sometimes our parents love us so much, and that is why the boy child is suffering now. Our parents love us until we do not want to let go. Daddy, mom. And so your parent here has loved you and has given you space. Let us pray that this parent will do that for the rest of your life. But you know, these societies are going concern. When you tire, when you exist, wengine wataku, it is advisable that you also start thinking about having your own home. That is not to say that you will leave your parent, you will still have this and have that for a rainy day. Again, to you for discussion. I know the board have made some efforts to try to look around, but they still have to come to you so that you can also assist them by giving the way forward. Finally, you are a DT cooperative. You are supervised by SASRA. SASRA expects you to meet some ratios for you to get a license. One of them is, if a loan is not paid in the first month, you provide for losses. And CEO, you can confirm. First month, 5%. Substandard, 25%. Doubtful, 50%. Loss, 100%. That goes towards reducing what would have come to you in form of interest on deposits and dividends. So if you don't pay your loan on time, that is the ripple effect. For about 2-3 years, this society has been discussing a lot around dividend and interest. There is no miracle that is done to the accounts. In fact, from the department, we want you to tell us the truth. Don't fake the accounts to please the members. What is there is what is given to them. But with my interaction, some of the dividends have stagnated. Some have even come down. I was in another society where the dividends dropped from 10 to 7.5. And the meeting was so hot, and I went there with my peers. At the end of it, the board members who are retiring just were not comfortable because it was just too much. But they are not to blame. It is the provisioning that causes that to go down when you do not pay your loans. I felt I needed to have those few things clarified so that as you discuss you give the direction to this society. With those many remarks, I want to thank you for even coming early. I had personally requested the society to start the meeting early because I felt I needed to relay that information myself before I go to receive the PS in another meeting. I want to wish you fruitful discussions today, and may God bless you even as you discuss. And remember, the member on the ground is the king. Everything we discuss, let us have the member at the back of our minds. Thank you very much for listening. Members who are physical and members who are online. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Remo. I think Madam has been with us for quite some time. I think almost the time when I joined this society. She used to be, those days it was the district cooperative officer, DCO, and would like to congratulate you going all the way to being a director in charge of Nairobi, in charge of 5,000 circles. But she has time to come and visit us, and would like to thank you for that. Mpe makofi kidogo. So Madam will allow you to go. And what I'll do, I'll just give you a few remarks. You can go. Yeah, thank you very much. CEO will see you off. I'll just give you a few remarks, then I'll make a presentation. If the moderator allows, Bwana Murioki. Yeah. So members, those on virtual, I'm seeing we have 232 already on virtual. Here we have about 100. And I'm sure by the time we continue, we'll continue having a bigger number. I'm happy to welcome our members, management, staff, and all partners to this year's Education Day. As you all know, our main objective is to meet our members' need and to improving our service. I'm happy that a lot of these have been achieved, but not without some challenges. Demand for loans has gone down. But also, the repayment was not as good as expected. Default is becoming an issue. We understand the hard times that are there, but let's try and see how we can repay our loans. This is money we are getting from other members, using it to enable other members to pick it. As you heard Madam talking about digitization, we are also coming up with some plans. I'm planning for us to have a review of the strategic plan and to ensure its implementation. This will promote a common understanding about the circle and overall direction and purpose, especially by the management. And with that, you'll see in my presentation, we are going to start performance-based contract with our CEO, and this we hope will be cascaded down to the staff so that at least we can evaluate them on the performance that they are doing. Owing to the prevailing microeconomic factors and the dynamic nature of our operating environment, we as a society have embarked on a forestalling potential risk to sustain our cooperative agenda. Thus, we are upgrading our systems. I think you will see it in the presentation. And also, for the first time since we went digital, we have done a system audit. A system audit will allow us to see where the weakness is in our systems so that at least we can improve on that. All that said, our circle is financially stable and ready to sail with you to the next level. We are in the process of digitizing our operations, and this, as you heard, is the way. A few things are imagine on members' record as regards their next of kin. Wengine saa ile tuliandikwa job, tuliandika brother, after 3 or 4 years, nimeoa, nimepata watoto, bahati mbaya nikaenda, tukija kwa record, ni brother. It becomes really difficult when we're trying to handle such cases. We will have, and actually, a next of kin form is mandatory under Section 39 of the Cooperative Acts, Societies Act. So, members, those who are here physically, outside, there's a next of kin form. Please would like you to fill. Very soon, we'll have that form on our website. Please update. No matter how many times, if you feel nataka ku change my mind, you are free to do it. So that at least by the time the Lord akuita kuambie uende, hatutawachwa na mashida. Imekuwa a big problem. Unakuta mtu yuko na bibi na watoto, lakini kwa form inasema brother. It becomes an issue. We have to again to go all the way to trustees, trying to see how we can solve such. Again, another issue has been when we are applying for our loans. I know Wanaanga members, you're people of high integrity, but amongst people, ukienda town yoyote, lazima utapata kama mwendazimu moja, mbili. Kuna watu wanazoea ku forge guarantors. It's become an issue. And that's why, as I said, we are going digital. Hata ukiwa na kabembe, sasa utaanza kubadilisha. Hiyo kabambe nakumbuka zikija, simu zikija, cell phone zikija, ilikuwa wale wengine wazee wasema mimi siwezi, mimi bado nitabaki na. Lakini the change forced you to change. So very soon, or in the near future, guarantorship will be online. It has started. I know we have started doing it, but now it will be online, because that way it will be I, Nicholas Maingi, requesting Charles Muga, can you guarantee me? Charles Muga will say yes, and that will be in the system. Charles will not be able to come and say, Sio Mimi. So that's what we are trying to see how we can help on that. We know we usually save to get our loans and dividends. But also it's important if you can build the base of the SOSACO, share boosting. It's something that I'm encouraging you members to do. We have tailored several loans to fit your financial needs, and also for us to keep the cooperative regulatory. Our able chair of credit, Charles Ngujiri, will be presenting the various products that we have come up with. I know some are already in session, but this is going with a change in environment, the economic situation. So we are trying to see how can we handle your needs and still remain following what we are being regulated by the SACCO. Also, we have some schemes. Ile ya kusaidiana. Tuko na Exit Benevolent Fund, na tuko na WANA-ANGA. These are two schemes which, again, with time, we need to review. So I'll be talking about how the review that we are suggesting, and this, especially the medical one, during the COVID time, it was worked on. It's not our liking. It's something that we are trying to see. And these are schemes whereby we are coming together to saidiane. It's not pahali ya tunaweka pesa yako, nisipokuwa mgonjwa, nataka uniredushie hiyo pesa nikienda. Sitakuwa imetumia na mwenzako. Here you are contributing 2,400 per year. Ukiwa mgonjwa, tunakupa 20,000. Si umetumia pesa za watu wengine? Lakini ukiwa hujakuwa mgonjwa, Mungu mshukuru Mungu, lakini nasema ai, ile 20,000 yangu ilibakia huko nataka. Wengi wetu hapa tunajua insurance ya magari. Life insurance. Insurance ya magari, mwaka ikiisha, mambo yameisha, unashukuru sijapata accident. Sio? So a similar thing we are trying, just come together and see how we can help. Madam talked about, najua kuku wa mjini ukimlete, kuku wa kijiji ukimlete, ukimweka kwa nake umemfunga kwa muda mrefu, ukimweka pahali akiwa comfortable ataendelea kuwa, si ataketi tu hapo for 43 years. Tumekuwa na baraka za Kenya Meteorological Department, wakatupa room. Hiyo room haijagrow. Tulianza tukiwa less than 300 members. We are now more than 3,000. Bado tunataka hiyo room. Sintufikiria otherwise. So, me and the board thought, let's do some feasibility studies, look around, at least see what we can get around here. And once we see what is viable, I think we'll come to you for a special meeting whereby, or during the AGM, whereby we'll tell you the benefits and cons of such a move. In fact, in our study as we are doing, or due diligence, we have realized you can even buy half a floor of a building and it becomes yours. Unapewa title ya hiyo space umenunua. Na pia, I'm just trying to leak a little thing. Pia, si lazima ati ununue at once. There's a credit facility or a lease facility. So, najua mmesikia tunatafuta land, tunatafuta office space. There are things that are there, but it's something that we are thinking, let's think about the future. Office space. We employed 4 new staff. Those of you who have visited that office, you can see how squeezed they are. We would like at least to see how we can expand, but that's for the future. So I wish to encourage you to join us on this journey and welcome your valued feedback on constructive engagement around the society's growth objective. I would like to register my appreciation to the board of directors, management staff, the general membership, and working partners of Wanaanga SACCO for the support that has been accorded to us over the years. I wish you a fruitful education and experience. Those are just my remarks, but I want to give you a small presentation which will be a little bit more elaborate. And I don't know if it's there. Mainly my topic will be the emerging issues in Wanaanga operation. I'll have a presentation next whereby I'll give you a small introduction strategic, I do it here. I'll talk about the strategic plan. There's something called the Data Protection Act. I'll also talk about the system audit that was done, the review of the Exit Benevolent Fund and the WANA-ANGA Fund, whereby we'll talk about the rules that are there, digitization of operations. I'll talk a little bit, and this is something very important. All of us are guarantors. We better know what a guarantor is. Najua wengi wetu ni, wewe rafiki yangu kuja tu. Na hiyo rafiki yako kesho akihepa, sako ikikufuata unasema mbona nyinyi hamkumfuata mwanzo? Nitawaelezea vile mtafanya. And then finally, I'll tell you our future endeavors. So in the introduction, we all know that WANA-ANGA Circle is a member-based, member-owned, and member-controlled. Everything falls to members. Nyinyi ndio base, because without that, there will be no members. You own it because you give us your funds, and you control it because the AGM is the supreme deciding body. Our operation is for the purpose of promoting thrift, access to affordable credit, as well as general finance services to members. We encourage members to buy share capitals to enhance the base of the circle. And as it's been mentioned, technology, technology, technology. So we have to go that way. Technology is bound to play a crucial role for circles in the next few years. And digitization will play a significant role in helping us become more compliant. So what we have done is, as I said, we are going to make sure that we review our strategic plan, and this will help in promoting the understanding of the circle overall direction and purpose. So I don't want us, especially the management, to have the normal ways of just doing things. This time with that strategic plan, I can now sit down and tell Rota, you have not done 1, 2, 3. Nikuongezee mshahara kweli? Si ndio? Mtu alete performance yake, ndio tuweze saidiana. And I'm sure with that in mind, you'll work hard. Akiniambia at the end of year, nitakupa dividends that this percentage, kabla sijafika kwenyu nitakuwa nishamuuliza. That's what I'm looking at when I talk of performance-based contract. So we are having a contract with him, and that would cascade down with the staff. As I have said, we have employed 4 new staff to enhance our service delivery. Kuna mnyama anaitwa data protection. The act was enacted in 2019. In 2022, problem with the presentation? Okay, let me continue. This is a presentation on chatline. It's on chatline, so those on virtual, najua mko hapa ndio mtanini, but my presentation will be available. All circles in Kenya must now register with the Office of Data Protection Commissioner. This is following the gazettement of data protections regulations in 2021. If we don't register, we run a risk of fine 5 million Kenya shillings. You want me to be, okay, just keep it there. So Wanaanga, last year we started the process of registering. The staff has been trained. And I think we are bound to be registered very soon. Actually, our application and everything is already there. Now, for us, this year, wale tunataka kusimama kura. Najua tumezoea kuona SMS, vote for me, fanya nini nini. Hiyo itakuwa kazi ngumu. Because your data is protected. We have registered. Me getting your data, I'll have to tell you what I want to do with it. And you have to tell me yes to me. So just for the candidates who will be having this year and the years to come, ujue sasa ile numbers na nini za telephone numbers mlikuwa mnapata ofisini are no longer going to be there. I get a message, you get a message from Maingi requesting for you to support him in his campaign. Na wewe hujanipa namba yako. Na hujanipa consent yako ya communicate na wewe. Ujue, I have right of asking, how did you get that? So this is an act which has come up and is protecting members' personal data. There are various categories of data, but those have been there. And if you want to know about it, there is that, the Data Protection Act and the regulations which were gazetted in 2021. Then, as I said, since 2018, we started digitizing our systems. Na mnajua binadamu huwa keti bure. Atafuta weakness iko wapi? Sio? When alcohol was introduced, watu wengine walikuwa wanasema ukiweka sumu kwa mdomo haitafika. So hata ukiwa na system, kuna watu wanatafuta loopholes. And I think all of you heard this. What happened last year during our AGM, we told you how we had suspended some stuff and we no longer renewed their contract because of fraudulent issues. So that forced us to do a system audit. This system audit will let us know the loopholes. They will give us the recommendations, and it has already been done. Actually, we got a report in December, and the management, when I talk of management, is staff. They are working on it. So we are seeing those who are digital, you know what it means when you do a system audit. The loopholes and the bugs that are there have been seen, and we'll see how it will help us at least be more productive, efficient, and efficacious in our systems that can be done. There are two schemes I talked about. There's the Exit and Benevolent Fund, whereby this was to support members and their families to meet funeral expenses when bereaved or when they exit from the circle. Apart from yourself, we are allowing spouse, wale wazee wengine wa zamani na wale mpya, depending on where you come from, you're allowed to have 2 or more. So nimeweka S up. As long as you register that person. biological or legal adopted children below the age of 22, biological parents, and even parents-in-law. The change that we are going to do now in that scheme, each and every individual you register, utamlipia. Na ukishamlipia, utakuwa registered, utaleta, you'll see the various documents that are needed, and the exit part ndio inasumbua sisi. How do you identify someone exiting the circle and not retiring from job? When we talk of members, we are not talking of members of a particular organization. We are talking of members of Wanaanga circle. So when I decide to resign, na Mungu amenibariki, siku pass on, I'm alive, Wanaanga will give you something after meeting several conditions. You have attained the age of 60 and above, and you wish to exit the circle and has contributed for a continuous 15 years. Because as I say, this fund tunasaidiana. Lakini tuliona mtu ambaye amekuwa sako 15 years. Amefika ile age anaona mimi wacha nitoke sako. We can give you something small instead of waiting to pass on. So what are the benefits? I usually don't like calling them benefits. Because mtu akipass on, hiyo ni benefit kweli. So upon exiting Wanaanga at the age of 60 and having contributed for 15 years continuously, a member will be given a token of 40,000. Upon death of the principal member, the family will be given a token of 100,000. Upon death of a child or parent-in-law, that person, the principal will be given 50,000 to assist in funeral arrangements. So those are the few changes that we have made, and we hope they'll be okay with you. For Wanameko, again, this is a scheme whereby those days when NHIF was only paying for the bed, actually is when Wanameko started, whereby you'll be in hospital, and NHIF inalipa 200 ya kitanda, lakini umeenda na list ya dawa. So we formed the Wanameko, and that time we thought, once umelazwa, ukishatoka, ukusaidia kununua dawa, let's come together and see how we can help each other. So again, here, apart from yourself, your spouse, and biological and legal adopted children. Mnaona parents wako. Manake tayari, ikiwa miaka hii tuko tayari, inaanza kulimp, naanza fanya nini? Je, parents? Hapa nikiangalia hii miaka iko hapa, watu wale wamemeza tembe leo asubuhi ama jioni ni kadhaa, sio? Tukisema ukweli. Ama pale mtu ambao anajua kuna kitu inamsumbua tuko kadhaa. Tukiweka parents ita deplete. So tumefika kwa children. And it's a monthly contribution for each dependent and yourself. Again, as I said, this fund during COVID was really depleted. During COVID ulikuwa ukifika, kitu ya kwanza kitanda. Hata kabla hawajajua nini. Shalala siku moja inpatient. Ukija, it was 20,000 Murioki. Before we raised it to 40, it was 20. Yeah, 20. It really depleted that fund. So we are trying to see how we can revive it back, but still be with our members to saidiane. So we are saying the claim you'll do in the first year, or the claim you'll do first, the first claim you'll do, the dependent or the principal can claim up to 40,000. The dependent up to 20,000. Then would expect you pumzike. Najua saa zingine ugonjwa si mtu anaita. Huwezi sema ngojea nipumzike sija nini. But you have to understand, it's a fund we are trying to bring back. You have already, out of 2,400 per year, ushapewa 40,000. It's 48,000, 4,800. Umepewa 40,000. Wenzako wengine amekuja hivyo na mwingine hivyo. Hiyo fund inaenda ikienda chini. So we are suggesting for the next, and you can only get the fund for 1 year. If you apply today, baka February, March next year ndio utaweza kuwa apply. Lakini sasa tunasema tuongeze another 12 months. Ndio the third year. Okay, so naona naambiwa time mbaya. The third year upewe 20, dependent 10, upumzike, then you can start again with a 40 and 20. The rules and regulations for both, I think these are quite standard. If you go to the website, you'll find them. Contribution to these schemes are non-refundable, non-transferable. Benefit to a member must be continuous for 6 months. You have contributed for 6 months. You must not have defaulted, and members should notify the office if their dependents are no longer under the scheme. False claims can be recovered in full with a penalty. There is a time people maneuver. As I said, you'll always find a few people who will try to maneuver. I said about technology. Technology can help us improve transparency and reporting. I talked about the guarantee-ship. I think my colleague Ngujiri will talk more about the processes, especially our core business is loans. And that's where we want to see us going digital. So you'll talk about it. Banking, please, all of you, I hope muko na ATM. Even that ATM is cheaper than what coming to Wanaanga. In Wanaanga, if you draw over the counter, you pay more than what you withdraw when using your ATM. So please, embrace that. Let's have an ATM. While I'm still on that, members, najua wale mko hapa physical, mnajua leo mnataka mkitoka hapa mkimbie mkachukue kitu. I would like to disappoint you. After 2 hours, at the end of the meeting, your account will be credited with whatever you have. So, either ungoje 2 hours, ama uende nyumbani, ama ukue pahali, chukue na ATM, mambo iwe rahisi. Okay? We are not going to pay physical payment. For digital, those who are on virtual, because we have to separate the ones that are here. Manake najua wengine hapa, just testing, hiyo ni kawaida ya binadamu. Hebu niangalie kama virtual inafanya kazi. Si unajua umeregister. So we have to try and separate. The payment will be later after we have paid those who are here physical. You'll bear with us. but that's technology. We are trying to see how we can work on it. With the new technology came virtual meetings. Unfortunately, I can't see it now, but when I was starting my presentation, there were already 268 members on virtual. I'm seeing here about 300, or is it, let's say 250 or 300. So you can see that virtual has enabled the member-based SACCO, the member who is in Wajir, Kisumu, Mombasa, Garissa, join us, participate, and feel that he's a member of that cooperative. But as you heard, it's you to decide. Using the USDD for voting virtual, again, is another issue. I know someone I met who comes from out of Nairobi, and he told me last year he felt like a member. Alikuwa na chance ya kuchagua director wake. He had that opportunity. So it's upon us to decide which way do we want to go. Payment of loans and pay bill, those are virtual. This is my almost, I think, last slide, or almost a guarantor. I'll read just that. Someone who agrees to be responsible for someone else's debit if the latter makes a default in loan payment. Being a guarantor is not a mere formality to help the borrower. The guarantor is equally responsible for paying off the loan. You're being liable for timely repayment of the loan of the primary borrower's loan if he fails to do so. So please, when you're guaranteeing, know what you're committing yourself to. Si ile tunaweka ka signature tu kwa nini mtu apate loan. You're committing yourself. Unajua tunapata members mwingine anakuja anasema mimi nilimsaidia tu kula nini. Hiyo ni kazi yenu kutafuta pesa. Hiyo kidole kuweka. You have committed yourself. So it's something, please, I'd like you to really work on. And finally, in future, we want to embrace core banking, but Wanaanga is going slow. Kuna kitu inaitwa cyber what? Cyber crime. When new things come up, others crop. For the time being, you will not be able to access your money through mobile. You will not be able to send your money through mobile. But M-Pesa pay bill, you can do it. Lakini ile kusema tina withdraw this money from my account to my mobile, for the time being, we are going slow on that. But we'll be forced in future to go that way. Office space is something I talked about. And I would like to end with something our minister gave us or told us to assure our members in the SACCO. Please, let a member believe a shilling in a SACCO is as safe as a shilling in the bank. With those few remarks, I'd like to thank you.
Let's give chair a better hand clap. If you logged in after we started, we want to welcome you, and we are requesting that you kindly indicate your membership number so that it will be easier to register you when we get back to the office. The Secretariat is also taking down notes on the questions. In the interest of managing time, we shall not take questions right after the presentation, but we shall handle most of that in the plenary. So the Secretariat is handling that. I now wish to call upon our credit chair, Bwana Charles Munyiri, who will make his presentation that covers loan, use of collateral, online digital platform. Let's put our hands together as he takes over. Karibu.
Thank you, Honorable Secretary. Thank you, Chair. Good morning, members. Karibuni sana. I want to start by saying that where the share stopped, that a sharing in Kenya, in Wanaanga, is better than a sharing in a bank. Jipigieni makofi kwa sababu mmeweka hiyo pesa kwa Wanaanga. So with that, I'll do a quick presentation on the credit, because credit is a business of the SACCO. Dio biashara ya SACCO yetu. And perhaps for purpose of introduction, because we have got our guest around, we'll be talking about collateral, use of collateral, kutumia title deed, kutumia logbook, okay? And we are already doing it. So with us, we have got one of our guests, Wakili Koske. Salimia watu.
Naomba kuwasalamia mjambo. Asante.
Asante sana, Wakili. Again, you have heard that you are actually applying your loans online. Siku hizi mnapiga star whatever, and there you get your guarantors online, and your loan is approved immediately. So we have our online Playstar, who are our service provider. Salimia wananchi.
Good morning, SACCO members, board of directors. Jina yangu naitwa Cliff Ogoda kutoka Playstar. Asanteni.
I know when you are given a loan, na wengine wanaregarega kulipa, we are not going to allow the guarantors to suffer. So again, we have hired the service of a debt corrector. Kishan, are you around? I know he was on the way, but if he's not allowed, we are going to introduce him when he comes on this point. With me, I have got a credit team, very strong and very able team. And we got our Honorable Secretary of the Credit, Salimia watu.
Bwana sifiwe. Asanteni sana, tutawapatia pesa.
Asante sana, Martin. And then we have got our madam here, Madam Gateri. She is a member of the credit. Na awambia hivi sababu ukiwa na shida, lazima uwafuatilie, si ndio? Usifuate chairman peke yake, Madam Gateri.
Once more, good morning, members. I am Magdalene Gateri. You are welcome to come for your loans. We will assist you where possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we are a team, and of course the whole board member, as you know them, and of course the cooperative team, they are all part and parcel of us. So in this case, I'm supposed to push the button. What am I going to talk about? The products. Lazima ujue what product you can be able to get from Wanaanga. And particularly the new ones, because they are those ones that you already know, unless you just joined the SACCO recently. But again, there must be a policy. How do we give those ones, those products? So we just talk very briefly about it. And of course, use of collateral as part of the guarantee. Online application, that's why we got the gentleman around. And of course, the debt correction in case.
I'm just wondering, on this platform,
somebody decide not to
one wants
pay.
to write a message.
So, Wanaanga, the policy. Because when you want to apply for a loan, there must be a process. That is why we have got a policy. So that Gojiri does not apply his own thinking when my credit secretary or a member or another person comes and do his or her own things. So it's actually a document for us to guide us on how we advance you these credits that we give you. I know sometimes someone they say, I know I'm not qualified, like chairman, can we talk so that you help me? And so on and so forth. Of course, we are in the corporate movement and we are always mindful about you. However, there are some limits that you should understand to the extent that unless it is on humanitarian ground, maybe something cropped up, you are not expecting. But if you have been defaulting alone consistently, and then bado nataka tuonane nyuma ya hema, hapo hatutaonana. And my team will not allow. And I know the board will not allow. So this policy usually guides how the dispersing of loans within the required time to you. Again, the whole board, because the whole board is oversighting on us. And when I say the board, even the supervisory, okay? Because the supervisor will also come and say, Chair, here you approved a loan, but based on the credit policy, this is not the way it's supposed to be. So please, that is why we have this, so that it can always be referred, and it is there, and it should also be uploaded in the system so that members can be able to read it in details. So, in a nutshell, you can only give a loan to a member. And who is a member? The bylaw is very clear. There is what we call the unwithdrawable shares, the 25,000 Kenya shillings. You know, we are under SASRA. If you don't have the minimum share deposits, you are by the bylaw that we have, you are not a member. You remember we started with 10,000, we went to 15, and we gave people enough time to ensure at least you reach the minimum. And let me say this, minimum is not the ultimate goal. Buy more shares. Buy more shares in Wanaanga. We've been giving a dividends of beyond 15% of the shares. Which bank, which institution? I can see Mr. Wawero is here, who is a serious businessman. Which institution will give you more than 15% what we've been giving? The bank we would give you, I don't want to mention, 0.7. So some of us have invested in Wanaanga in shares, and that is where the real business is. Okay? So don't stick on 25, have more. But if you got less, please know that if we deny you the service, is because you are not a bona fide member. So at the end of the day, it is, you can be able to do any money of what the SACCO is doing through the same the policy on itself. Yes, you are aware that we got no more products that you are aware of. That is when you talk about the development loan. In the SACCO movement, I think this is the cheapest loan. It has been there times in memorial, and I'm sure people have taken advantage of this. 1% declining. You know, it translates to how much? 6.5% per annum. Which bank will give you 6.5% loan? Take advantage of this. But again, you must also have what we call share deposits, because the back office loan is based on the multiplier effect of the deposit that you have. The deposit means that you have got confidence in Wanaanga. Don't take your money to those other financial institutions. Bring it here, be, and you got various options. You can save it as a share deposit. You can have it even as a share capital and something else also. You can also bring it, if you sell your cow or your shamba and you don't know what to do with that money, you bring it as fixed deposit. I'm talking to the CEO because we have built a lot of money in this. Actually, Wanaanga started this issue of fixed deposit before even Sasra was born. We started it. So even when Sasra was coming to regulate, we were telling them we were already there before you. And this is where you have been getting a lot of your loans in terms of the front office, because the back office, you can be sure that the multiplier and the money that you have saved may not be that enough. So please, these school fees and emergencies, as you are aware, we've been dealing with them. What have we done as a new product? Before, you may recall those of you who are old enough, I can see Rotich and the others who are senior citizens, and Kagenya and the others, you could not get a back office when you are still having another back office. That is a normal loan, for instance. And by the time you could not even apply for a normal loan when you have not listed. Tuseme umemaliza a normal loan in February. You are supposed to wait for 3 months before you apply for another normal loan. Then we could not also give you the normal loan, the one that you applied, even after listing. You could still have to queue another 3 months. What have we done? Today, you come for a normal loan this month, and we give you within this month. Today, when you finish your normal loan, you don't have to wait to list. You apply immediately when you finish. Today, we also say, when you have got an existing normal loan, you can still come and say, I want to restructure. Maybe I've paid for I took $1 million. Within 1 year, maybe I've paid half a million or so. And you say, I want to take another bigger loan of 2 million. Clear the 500 which is remaining. Then I remain with the 2 million. That is business. Those of you who are doing overnight trading, overnight business, I can tell you, you cannot get better deal than what you're talking about here. So, of course, we don't want, again, someone to come and we have taken a loan today and tomorrow you just want to restructure the same loan. So we are saying also try to pay within a 12 months, then thereafter you can come and restructure on that product. It's a new product and we only charge 5% for that service. Because this money, again, will come from the side of the depositors who have given us the money. It is not a normal process. Because you want the money immediately, and therefore we must also give returns to the depositors. Of course, other normal terms and conditions apply. You are aware, of course, the front office. We've been dealing with it. And this is a product that we even started way beyond Sasra came on board. I remember we sat at WIDA with the late and God bless his soul, chair, Mr. Gachara. And he said, how can we think of mobilizing resources? And one of the borrower was Josephat Degwa. Chairman said, I'm going to put my 500,000 here. Can it be borrowed? This is way back in 1998. So this product has been there, even as we are being now regulated by SASRA. But of course, what we have done today is that we have actually increased the repayment period so that you are able to take your 10 million and pay within 96 months. You remember we started with the 48 months, we went to 60, now 72, now we are at 90. So why would you go to the bank? Why would you go to the bank? We introduced another product called Instant Normal Loan. Again, of course, we are also saying that it has got a multiplier effect of your deposit because we have also realized that we don't want members who don't have confidence in Wanaanga. Bring us your deposit so that we make business with it, and then we give you more. And that way, you can see that even the front office, we are also trying to regulate that you can have 10 times of your deposits. If you have got $1 million, that is 10 million, isn't it? So save with us. And this is the reason why, and even the director said here, if you bring more money here, the return is back to you. Because right now, the fixed deposit we are talking about, the returns goes to those customers. Suppose we had actually saved more deposit, we will be actually edging out to those depositors and doing business with our own money. Yes, so you know the interest, how it goes, and so college fee, we introduced this, we realized that no more school fees cannot take care of college, because college and universities, you require a huge amount of money. So we introduced this one, and we even spread it to the 24 months instead of the 12 months of the school fees. And therefore, people, I know even some staff here have used this one to take themselves to the university. Thank God that you passed, and now you are promoted the other day. Yes. So we also have what we call salary in advance. And mainly, these are employed people who channel their salary through Wanaanga. You know, normally we used to have salary being channeled into our banks. Remember, those of us who are old enough, sometimes the bank chased away, us as away. Because you could only go to the queue and start asking, is my salary there? Until they said, if you don't have this minimum balance, you are going to close your. Thanks God, competition came on board, equity and the rest. But we are saying, this is your bank. Pass your salary through here. The chairman has just said, actually the moment your account, your salary is going to pass here, you can come and say, I expect my salary be here by the end of the month. CEO, can you give me my 50,000 or whatever? And he gives you, even before your employer pays you, you have money in your pocket. So why would you want it to channel it through other means? So take advantage of it, and you actually not regret out of it. We even came up with what we call Karibu. We realized that when employees have been brought on board, they have been employed, and they don't have money even to settle down, hata kununua stool or anything to settle down. So we introduced what we call the Karibu loan. But again, for you to qualify to be a member, part of that money goes into paying your shares so that you qualify the minimum 25, okay? And then a small deposit so that we deal with members. We are not allowed to deal with non-members. So it's a new product we did. It has been learning, and we usually take care of that, and 50% will be credited to your share deposits account. In any case, that also will give you dividends, and the rest steal your money. Again, we thought further, and we said, hey, during the COVID time, we realized that people are hit much, and we were trying to think of what other products we can come up with. We came with silver loan, and within 96 months, again, a multiplier of your deposit 5 times, bigger than the silver, which was 4 times. And therefore, people have been taking advantage of this product. And indeed, we were hit by economic hardships. So, what is in the offing? Maybe even after we leave this place, you'll find that we have come up with what we call a super normal. Super normal. Huh? This time, we are saying we can give you your deposit 6 times. Remember, normal loan is 3 times. Silver is how much? Then the other one, 5. So now we have got the super normal. We are saying we can give you 6 times. The interest will be 1.5% reducing balance. It's just like normal loan where we got 1% reducing. So we make it 1.5. And again, the reason why we are multiplying more is because you don't have enough deposit. So we're also telling you that 2% of that money will also be retained to boost your deposit. So that next time when you come, you may not necessarily go to this one. You may go to another one and get a better deal. Yes. So loan guarantee. I know I've been receiving questions from members. Why can't we have a loan which is not guaranteed? But the question is, as much as we trust you, as much as we know the cooperative principles, we know that it is started in a manner whereby I know so-and-so, I know Claudius, and I go and tell him, can you guarantee me? And that time they never to be have any problem. Because the cooperative movement was started based on trust. If you guarantee me, I'm going to pay, and therefore life continues. Therefore, you'll find that in a whole scenario, the whole world now has changed, whereby trust has become layer. So even if I guarantee you, and you decide not to pay, then I'm in trouble. So we are saying, other than having the debt corrector, of course, the one I've mentioned, and when Kishan arrives, just alert me, we're also coming up with the collateral. To the extent that that collateral that you have, you can use it to guarantee yourself. Remember also, you can guarantee yourself using your own shares. That is the advantage of building shares. I've seen colleagues here who have got 2 million above deposit or even fixed deposit. You can guarantee yourself. Okay? But we are also saying that you can also use the other collaterals, and I'll be talking about the details about it. In principle, you should not over guarantee. I have seen people sitting on that throne waiting for people just to guarantee. You know, the chair said, be careful how you guarantee. Because it's a liability that you're incurring into. Don't just be passing or somebody just hiding the other details of the loan application and telling you, sign here. No. Look at it from the beginning. See your siri. If I'm applying for a loan of 2 million, si lazima uone details zote. Yes. And it's also your responsibility. Even as you pass around, unauliza Nicholas, ulilipa ila karuni. Hata kama atasikia vibaya, you did your part, isn't it? Yes, I've seen people doing that, and that is the right way. So please, don't over guarantee. We have actually looked at it and we have said, okay, I know it's difficult to say if I've got 1 million, I cannot guarantee beyond 1 million. And we have been very lenient. I'm sure in the corporate movement, we all know this. But you've also said, you cannot go beyond 10 times what you have. Isn't it? So that's a limit that you have said. And 10 times, ladies and gentlemen, dear members, it is too much. So when you find that already you have got 100,000 and we have given more than 1 million, we'll stop you. We'll stop you. And therefore, we will tell that member, whoever is applying the loan, unfortunately, Martin is not qualified. I'm just giving an example. He's not qualified to guarantee so on. So please look for another guarantor. And remember, this will be a challenge because now you are seeking guarantors online. So you can imagine somebody has guaranteed you, has put the, and then later on, the system says you are not allowed to do that. So please have your record. Have your record, the way you have your record in the bank. How many people have I guaranteed? How much have I guaranteed? Okay, how much am I left with? The 10 times. And if you don't have that information, the office is there, the CEO will help you before you make that decision. Yes, collateral. This is a good topic today for us to understand this, because initially people thought that in the corporate movement you cannot use collateral, but we have been advised and we have already taken advantage that we can be able to use collateral, and this collateral might be in form of title deeds, for instance, and this collateral must be valued. Si lazima tujue bei yake, because kama uko na kaproti Kawangware, it is not the same as having a kaproti in Karen, for instance. So if we know that it has to be valued, we must do the search to know that actually it's a genuine thing. And the whole process is what we call collateral perfection. Okay? And that is why you don't just go and tell any valuer, can you value this? Okay? We want to have a central point whereby we can say we have got confidence with the valuer who have done this job. And that is why we have our lawyer, Wakili Koske, and he is here today, so that he is the one who is connecting us to the valuer, okay? And then finally, the perfection of the collateral is done. We have actually realized that you don't just bring the title to the Wanaanga office like this and you say, now give me the money, because previously we have seen people also reporting that my title imepotea. Unaenda huko nasema, my title imefanya nini? Na kumbe ulichukua loan, lakini unataka kutolo? So, that title, ukisema imetoroka, inakuwa replaced. So Wanaanga ameweka kwa safe, ama kwa bank, because now we take them to the bank, a paper, which is useless, wewe umekaa na ila yako unaanza kucheka tu unasema, So you must do what is called perfection. It must be charged to the extent that if you try to say it's lost or do otherwise with it, then the legal system knows that you cannot do it until it is discharged by Wanaanga. So that is for the title deed. We also have what we call chattel mortgage. This is in terms of motor vehicles. And I know when I look at the people here, mulikuja kama muna drive. That is already collateral that you can be able to use to get a loan in Wanaanga. But of course, there are various conditions, because again, we must know that value of the vehicle. Again, the vehicle must be comprehensively insured. Okay. And again, we don't take PSV vehicles from the best practices that we have seen. And the loan should not exceed 4 years, because the depreciation of the vehicle is not like chamba. Chamba inaenda juu, gari inaenda chini. By the time there is 4 years, the 1 million vehicle that you're talking about, if you take it to the market, utakuta ni karibu 200,000. So again, you can understand why. And also the percentage of the value of that vehicle is taken as 40, unlike the RAD, which is 80%. So we have taken it from the best practice for us to be able to manage this process. So it's important for you to note and take advantage. If you go out there and you find that it's a problem with the guarantors, please use that collateral, whether chartered or otherwise. So if you have any of these, including the chairs that you bought with the institutions and so on. There are so many collateral that you can have, okay? How do you go about it? First of all, you must apply your loan in a procedure way, because there must be a loan form, okay? Then in a loan form, instead of guarantee, you indicate that I'm going to, if you have got enough chairs, you can say self-guarantee. If you have got collateral, you indicate I'm going to use collateral, title number this, okay? So that the loan form is received in Wanaanga in a normal way. It is appraised. And in that appraisal, if you have been a good payer, of course, and you have got the collateral, then is when you are going to pick the documents and all what you submitted, and we take it to Wakiri so that the due process now starts. It can be rejected at the level of appraisal. Why? Because if you have been a defaulter, surely, even if you bring a collateral, how do you trust? And you see, Wanaanga is not in the business of selling land. We have got Wanahewa, I know they are here. For them, at least they are buying land and selling. But Wanaanga is not in the business of selling land for those people who have refused to pay their own. We also need you to be a credible member. So don't just say because I brought a collateral, it's a guarantee to get their own. If you have been a defaulter, please, you again use the policy so that we don't just look and discriminate on, we follow the procedures as taken. Yes. So again, at the end of the day, when the due process takes, the collateral is valued and charged and so on and so forth, the credit approve the loans, and therefore you're able to get your money. For details of how it can be done, I think we may not go to all the fine details because of the time, we are limited, but all that detail is going to be uploaded in the system, and you can always visit Wanaanga. The CEO will be there and the team so that you're able to get anything that may be there. Yeah, again, these are the normal items that you need to put: loan application form, copy of the ID as usual, copy of applicant's PIN certificate. This is certificate is now is very important everywhere, because in Wanaanga, even when you are paying dividends, you still require the KRA PIN, isn't it? So please, if you have not given Wanaanga your KRA PIN certificate, I may be seeing this on behalf of the management team, as you also appraise your the other documents, please also have it so that it can be pulled in your file anytime. Of course, passport size photos. The rest are just instruction letters, valuation report, original title deed. By the way, it's also possible for you to use a title of your father or your mother or your brother or your relative or your friend. It's not just yours. So long as mmekubaliana, legal process allows, and those one will be handled. So it's an opportunity that you can be able to take and be able to get your own. Again, this has been said once many times. We have gone online application, and the idea is to ease the burden instead of going, our members. I heard the DCO saying, the director saying, we might end up even going direct at one point, because our members are cutting across the whole country, and we will be having a member whom we want you to be guaranteed na ako Mandera. Utampelekea form direct namna gani. And again, as the chair said, this online system is helping us for those people who have been denying that I never guaranteed somebody. You see, the signature that you put on a paper like this. Somebody may say, oh, this is not my signature. Oh, online system, once you're done, it is already recorded, and therefore you not have any problem of saying this didn't happen or happened. So it is making the system to be faster and saving time. And members are also able to view their deposits. And therefore, we've prepared a small video just to show you how where's my team? You can help me click this. Oh, I need to get out of. I think it's already linked. Add show, then you're able to. Licky, where are you? Just come and play this video for members to. I'm a plaster, is it? Where is it? And yeah. Careful. Sound?
Choose your loan term and add your guarantors. Proceed to electronically sign and approve loan application forms. Once the application has been successful, there's no need to apply for a similar loan. A member of WANA-ANGA Circle. There's a new way of are you a member of WANA-ANGA Circle? There's a new way of applying for your loans. Introducing the WANA-ANGA digital platform. It enables you, the member, to electronically sign loan forms and guarantee other members digitally, anywhere, anytime. To access the service, simply dial *377*119# or download the app on Play Store. Choose your loan term and add your guarantors. Proceed to electronically sign and approve loan application forms. Once the application has been successful, there's no need to apply for a similar loan. Simply track your loan status from the app and USSD whenever you.
Acha sako ba kwani hata mimi nauza. Sasa kwani pesa ongana.
So anyway, I think yes, sir. Yeah, we are uploading it so that you can have it even on YouTube. I remember the message that you received for this education. We are going to upload it. You can have it on your phone so that at any given time, even if a procedure is missing or you don't understand, you can consult it. And in any case, our team, our technical team, are always ready. Wherever you are, even if you call them and you're applying online, you'll be able to be assisted. So as I conclude, I just mentioned about the debt correctors. Is the last bit I'm talking about. And we have engaged debt correctors as I indicated earlier, because of the challenges that we have gotten. I know, we opened our common board sometimes back we are no longer now just having the, you know, the Kenya Meteorological Staff or the Minister of Environment. Okay? We even went to the extent of having, you know, what we call the Juakari for that matter. Those who are informal, in the informal sector. That is the better language that we normally use. Even those who are retired, you know, and they are not having maybe the normal pay slip and what have you. So with this kind of opening, of course, it comes with its own challenges there, and therefore we have been having Kishan, auctioneers, and debt collector as the first one that we had. Kishan, have you arrived? Not yet. But recently we also engaged Vicon Consulting Group, and we also have digital recoveries. We only invited Kishan because these ones we just brought them on board. And this is actually to help you, because when you guarantee, you expect that someone to pay, and therefore to ease the burden of the guarantors. So with that, I say thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Wanaanga. Continue getting the services from Wanaanga for posterity. Asante sana.
Let's appreciate him better. Thank you so much, Bwana Chair. Please allow me to consult for a minute.